So, a lot of things actually changed in the new user interface of the new Android. It's much more elegant. No, it's not like that, man. It's like that. It's much more elegant, it's much more precise, it's much more beautiful, and much more quicker actually. There are 4.3, and 4.3 it's really quick because I use it. So some cool things that has is like if you want to access Google now, all you have to do now is swipe from the left and you're on Google now. You don't have to press the home button and wait. How many of you know about Google now? Okay, good. How many of you uses Google now? Okay. How many of you are happy with Google now? Why? It's cool. What? What? No, it's not really useless. It's not that useful, but it's not useless actually. Okay.
Data plans are expensive.
So, let's go. Really cool is the new launch voice search that all you have to do now is not touch anything. Only if you say OK Google, it works like OK Google and it opens. So the bad part of that is that you have to be in the home screen and the cell phone to be turned on. So it's not that useful now, but it's much more easier. You can send a text, you can get directions to somewhere, you can play a song, you can open an application now much quicker. The time is much more quicker. And let's go. Now the 4.4 takes advantage of the full screen of the smartphone in every application almost, it depends on the developer. Now the navigation bar and the status bar are disappearing in any application, and you can feel the whole full screen experience in your apps. And now you can touch areas that you cannot touch before, like the 3 buttons, because it's not hardware buttons in Nexuses, so you can touch the areas that you wouldn't be able to touch before. So the multitasking, it's much more quicker, and I'm gonna say much more because I was really surprised of how fast it is if you compare it in 4.3 devices. Hello. And 4.4 is everything about memory optimization, so it can run really smooth, and the latency in the touch cases it's smaller, so the touch sensitive and the time when the procedure of the touch-based events to the processor back, it's much more smaller. So the experience, and not only the Nexuses they announced in every device, it's going to be faster when you touch the screen and the UI interaction. So Google put some smart and simple things inside the 4.4, like calling. The phone automatically prioritizes your contacts on the people you talk the most, so you don't have to do the favorites list again and again if you change favorite persons, if you know what I mean. And the call ID. If somebody calls you and you don't have him in your contact list, Google automatically matches the local businesses from the listing on the Google Maps. And okay, I say Google and it open, sorry. Close it. So it matches your call with local listings in the Google Maps. So it's really cool when somebody is calling you and you don't know what person it is. Now the new Hangout application is integrated with SMSs and MMSs, and you have every message in your phone in one simple application in Hangouts. So you can see everything there, you don't want to be around different applications. So now you can print everything with 4.4 for photos, documents, web pages, etc. As long as the printer have an application in Google Play Store. You can use Google Cloud Print, you can use some example HP ePrint printer. As long as the printer have a valid application in the Play Store, you can print anything. It auto-saves in PDF format, the web page, the photo, or anything, and prints in your printer you choose. So, for developers, there are new APIs. If you go to developer.android.com and you choose KitKat, and they take advantage of the new features of the 4.4, so everybody, you can build awesome apps. How many of you are Android developers? Okay, nice. How many of you are iOS developers? Okay, you're gonna be jealous. Let's go. Actually, the new UI, it's much more polished from the 4.3. Jelly Bean was all about buttery smooth experience, and it was really good in that. But the 4.4 is all about memory optimization. So Google says that it can run really smoothly in 500 megabyte RAM devices. That is called low end nowadays. So we're happy to see that happening. And there are really new APIs that can help developers to detect the RAM usage. So you can analyze the memory use, and even in your PC when coding, or even in your device live. And this helps you to have the results and choose if you want to change features, if you want to disable features with memory implications. You can go to the activity manager and have this low RAM device call, and then you can see what works properly with the RAM that you choose in the Android Studio. Android Studio, by the way, it's the best tool for the 4.4. So, another API is the full screen immersive mode. Now, you can create full bleed UIs that reach from edge to edge to the screen. They're hiding all system UI, including status and navigation bars, as I said before, and allows to your application that you're building to respond to touch events from areas that otherwise would be occupied from system bars. To enable this new mode, there's two new UI flags, the immersive and the immersive sticky. The first one was before. The immersive is mostly for book readers and magazine, and the immersive sticky, the flag is from games and drawing apps. So now you can play and have the whole screen in your hands with no the annoying buttons in the end. So there's cool new transition effects inside the applications in 4.4. There are several predefined transition types based on specific layout bounds and properties to decide the developer which one is good for him. And the cooler is that you can put in your own transition effects. You can build and put in any transition effects you want in your application now. For applications that take advantage of videos, now there are closed captioning settings in order to do that. The user can set global captioning properties, and application that uses videos, they can provide closed caption by using the new captioning manager. So, for all of you that recording application and the usage of it to upload on YouTube, etc., this is really cool because now you can capture video in your smartphone screen. It supports any resolution and aspect ratio of the display, and you simply recording your smartphone display and upload it, and it's done. To access the screen recording, you can do from ADB tool, like ADB Shell screen record, or through the DMS panel and Eclipse on Android Studio. Go with Android Studio in that. Yeah, really. So, there's another cool API, the Storage Access Framework, and now it's much easier for the developer to implement readability for documents, images, and other files across all the available local or cloud-based document storage providers. So you can integrate that in your application much more easier now. And actually there's more than 30-something APIs in the new 4.4, so I couldn't describe all of them in this presentation. A huge amount of the new 4.4, it's the wearable technology part of our lives now. You saw Google Glass yesterday, and wearable devices are coming in our daily lives now. So it's really getting use of low power sensors in the new 4.4. Build application for this sensor is much more easier and much more efficient now. And actually try that, because we're almost having the Pebble smartwatch, but Greek customs betrayed us, so we don't have it here. And it's really cool and really easy to develop applications for wearable technology. You can do that really easily with the new 4.4. And actually there are a lot of APIs. Go to developer.android.com and read about the new APIs, read about the new functions, and we're waiting your ideas to discuss if you want, to get help if you want, to connect you with proper developers if you want for 4.4 developing, and it's really worth it. The only device that runs 4.4 is this one, and not only this one actually, every Nexus 5 runs 4.4, and we're gonna have devices, I think, with 4.4, like except from Nexuses, in 1.5 months, probably from China. So we're waiting in GDG Thessaloniki for your ideas or your applications. So, and let's make teams and build an application. Let's make teams and brainstorm about an application. Let's take advantage of the new APIs and the new features that 4.4 provides and do awesome things. So making Android for everyone. That was my part on 4.4. Thank you. Now